Yes, obviously anarchism and democracy are in some respects closely related, but I think once again we have to make a few distinctions here. Certainly anarchism has very little to do with formal parliamentary democracy. I think we need to rethink actually what democracy actually means. To me, democracy really has nothing to do with representation and with the kind of the formal practices and formal rituals of voting and elected representatives and so on. To me, this is a kind of a discourse and a ritual which only reaffirms state power. So I think when we're talking about democracy and its relation to anarchism, we have to think about a different, more radical conception of what democratic politics actually means. And this would be closer to certain forms of direct democracy and consensual decision-making rather than formal representative democracy. But certainly there is a kind of a relationship, and a very important relationship, between anarchism and democracy as defined by the notions of political autonomy and equality. One of the dangers, one of the tensions, or possible tensions, I think, between anarchism and democracy is always the danger of the so-called tyranny of the majority, whereby the majority, or majority as defined in terms of popular sovereignty, overwhelms or overpowers the wishes and desires and the freedoms of certain minorities. So I think it's quite useful to reconceptualize democracy through anarchism and to try to think democracy in a slightly different way, in ways which avoid the perils of popular sovereignty. So in other words, we have to try to balance or reconcile the democratic will with the freedoms and the autonomy of minorities and individuals. Maybe we should think about a democracy of singularities rather than a democracy in the classical sense.